Oh, hello and welcome back to the New Zealand Sport podcast, the number one podcast in South and North Island of New Zealand. Um, Willie, straight over to you. I think you had something you wanted to talk to me about.
Yeah, just got a fan mail hot off the press here from B Marshall from Whakatane. He
Yeah.
said, "Hey boys, would just love to know your guys' stance on the Galvin Connie on
Yeah.
the Galvin Connie saga." So yeah,
Yeah.
um, Dev, sounds
Yeah.
like we're. I don't know if you can put two and two together, but that sounds like West Tigers coach emailing us for our opinion. So.
Yeah.
Call
Um,
us NRL 44 for Strathmore 44 right there or
yeah.
something.
Yeah. Well, it just shows that we've got a wide-reaching audience, and it's really cool that we're getting messages from people in that space. So, would you like me to talk on the Galvin situation first, or would you like to?
Yeah, well, should we run through a few points on it and then
Yeah.
we can just dissect it like that and
Mm.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
so what firstly I think what what do you think about I think probably the most crack up thing about it, the social media.
Mm.
What's your stance on all that going
Oh
on?
yeah. So the social mediums, I hate this stuff. I'm very boomer in this mindset. So I think the Jerome Luai and the Taruva social media jibes, I think they're the biggest twats for doing that. I think that's as funny as it is for people like yourself and myself to
Mm,
look at. I just think that's a massive knob move. They can't do anything that isn't on social media. So very
yeah,
typical of some of the people that have come out of that Penrith system to carry on like
yeah.
that. Um, understand why they think Galvin's a dog because he's a dog.
Mm.
But
What are your thoughts as well? Because there was also Fanua Gingerpole.
yeah,
He went on a Tigers fan page and was liking comments where the people were saying Galvin the fucker and stuff like that. I don't know if you saw that part
oh
as
no,
well.
I missed
I think it
that.
was I think it was Fanua Pole and one of the Fainu brothers were doing that
Okay.
on West Tigers fan forums where it was pretty much just Galvin hate. So um,
Um,
yeah,
that's
they
fucking
really.
funny, but
I, I think
it's fuck.
maybe from the outside looking in, the West Tigers might need a social media manager or someone
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
But I actually am opposite to you. I think it's fucking crack up. Like,
yeah,
and the only other way that this kind of stuff would get out is them at a pub having a biff on, which
yeah,
I'm fine with as well. But like,
yeah,
I think it's quite funny. Obviously, the poor bloke is
yeah,
getting absolutely treated
yeah,
like shit in his own club.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, what can you do?
No,
What are
my
some other?
sorry,
Yeah,
just on that. My problem isn't it's not the it's not treating Galvin like shit because I think he's a flog. I just think
yeah.
it's
It's the social media.
I just hate the social media stuff. But even that that Funupole guy doing that, that's just like what is he? That's obviously gonna come. Like people are gonna comment on that. That's gonna come out. Like it's just
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah,
But funny, yeah. It's like there's no doubt it's hilarious, and it's just another
yeah.
thing for us to talk about in the rugby league space. Um,
Exactly.
fucking
What are
guys.
your thoughts on Galvin rejecting a 5-year offer? I think it's reported like it was starting at $1 million a year with
Yeah.
the option to go up to about 1.2.
Mm,
I mean, the bloke has played fucking
yeah.
27 first grade games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but they know because he wants to work on his development. What are your thoughts on
Yeah.
that?
Oh, I think he's an absolute flog. I think it's pretty widely publicised that he got let go by the Eels when he was about 16. And then the Tigers, were obviously, the team that took a chance on him. I'm obviously quite loyalty based, similar to
Mm.
yourself. So
Yeah.
I
Oh no,
think this,
100%.
yeah, I just think he's an absolute twat because he's earned nothing. He's a young guy getting the best contracted guy at that age has ever been offered. And
Yeah.
like the Tigers are in a good space too, so I just think he's ill advised. Like Benji is doing well. The team's improving, and he's probably going to end up going to a team in a worse position, particularly if he goes back somewhere like Parramatta. So I just think he's a weak gutted dog, and I just think he's a typical arrogant 19-year-old that thinks he's God's gift. And I look forward to watching him play New South Wales Cup for hopefully the next 10 years.
Mm.
What do you think about him being a dog act?
Yeah, no, obviously, because he's quoted so many times that he um, doesn't see his development as a player being good,
Yeah,
like at the Tigers, which
yeah,
is an interesting choice. That's a big fucking kick in the teeth there.
yeah,
Massive statement. So my expectation then, if he's so worried about his development, is that he either has to sign for like Penrith or the Storm on
yeah,
about fucking 500k unders. Then if he's that
yeah.
worried about his development and it's not a money thing.
Mm,
Yeah, that would be my perspective on it because they've fucking offered him a lot of money for a bloke that's obviously like
done
he's a
nothing.
decent player,
Yeah,
done fucking nothing yet though.
yeah.
I think that's absurd to be able to
Mm.
do in that. What
The
are your
Sorry,
oh,
just on
what are
that
you gonna
though.
say?
The funny thing with this though is like, your coach is one of the few coaches that was a half as well. Like,
Mm,
Benji's one of the
yeah,
great halves of the game, at
yeah,
least on attack. Defense,
yeah,
you teach yourself that. That's effort stuff,
mm,
fitness. But like, you've got one of the best attacking halves of all time, who's won premierships, World Cups. Like one of the greats. It's like,
yeah,
what? Unless you're going to, unless you're getting coached by Bellamy or Wade
mm,
Bennett or like one of the top tier ones. This is probably the best coach for him because he's a
yeah,
half, and
yeah,
he's playing with Luai. Like, it's
yeah,
such a crock of shit that it's development. But
100%.
fucking what a
And
load of nonsense.
yeah, and also like when you actually watch the Tigers game plan as
Yeah,
well, he's
yeah,
just allowed to roam, and he's
yeah,
like it's successful him doing that. If he goes to a good system,
yeah,
they're probably gonna like fucking coach it out like they do to all halves and turn him into a bloody Brody Croft. Like
yeah.
that's probably slightly extreme, but like the fucking game plan that Benji's got for him is just let him loose, let him
They built a
roam,
team
which is
around him.
perfect for him. Yeah, and they
This is the
built a
thing.
team around him. Like
And
he's
like,
finally
yeah,
got a competent team. Like he's
mm,
finally got a forward pack that
yeah,
isn't getting absolutely destroyed every game. He's got a good spine, like some
yeah.
nice outside backs. Like yeah,
Yeah, the
that's it. I
irony
don't
of the
know.
development thing as well is that like he went there as a guy that no other club fucking wanted, and
Yeah.
now they've given him every opportunity. And he's improved every single game, and like he's
Yeah,
now the best 19-year-old in the game because of him. So it's like,
yeah,
what do you
yeah,
mean fucking development? It's not like he's just been playing New South Wales Cup and just not improving year to year. So what a
yeah,
weird
yeah.
fucking thing. He couldn't have improved any more. He wouldn't have even got
No,
this opportunity or improved this much at Penrith or Melbourne. Like
yeah, yeah.
he built the team around him. He's a twat.
No, but that's with his development thing. He's obviously
Mm,
talking about wanting to be in a system. So if he literally has to go to like Penrith or
yeah,
like Melbourne because like if he's just wanking on about development and it's not
yeah,
about money, then it like he has to be going to one of those two. Well,
yeah.
it's probably more likely Penrith at the moment, isn't it?
Fuck,
He
what
won't be
money's
going to Melbourne,
well,
but
what money's Munster on? He's
yeah,
on
I don't
huge
know.
money, isn't he? And when's he signed that? Fuck, I wonder if Melbourne would, because that would almost coincide, I reckon, with Munster's contract coming up, 2027. I wonder
Mm,
if Melbourne would go Galvin over Munster at that
yeah,
point in their
fuck,
careers,
that could be
maybe,
crazy. Yeah,
and
Jesus.
Munster go back to Queensland or something, because there was obviously rumours about him going to the Dolphins and stuff like that anyway,
Mm,
and when he signed the
yeah,
last contract. So anyway,
yeah,
sorry,
true.
just sidetrack.
No, no, that's all right. Nah, but that's just all pure speculation. Obviously, we're not
Yeah.
getting emailed by Craig Ballmer
Oh, we're not NRL
just yet.
360.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not just
Although
yet.
we'd like to be,
We're
eh?
getting pretty fucking close. Yeah.
Yeah, you could be
Um.
Kenji.
Yeah. Fuck. I don't mind being Kenji, being the aggressive one. Um. What? Oh, where was I going to go there? What are your
Probably.
thoughts on the that player manager who's a fucking disgrace, Isaac Moses?
Oh, he
Um.
is the pits,
He
eh?
is the absolute pits, and them sitting like the Tigers down with a list of like 7 reasons why I
Yeah,
fucking hate the Tigers,
yeah,
like and going through that. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
He
how's that
just,
ever going to get a good solution?
yeah.
Is it like,
The fact that everyone involved in the game hates this mug just
Mm,
says enough.
yeah,
He's a dodgy LEB, if you don't mind. Um, Lev Moses, as they call him. And he's just got his own. He's got his fingerprints on everything. He's an absolute
yeah,
disgrace. So
yeah,
he's the main problem, I think. But Galvin's a
yeah,
pussy. So get a different
yeah,
manager, mate. But yeah,
yeah.
fuck what.
You
I,
see all.
Yeah.
all the players he manages, like
Yeah.
it always goes down the exact same, isn't it? Like
Yeah, it
he's
does.
obviously they're trying to get a release as well, so
Yeah.
that's
It's
why
just
he's
some
just done it
moves.
that way to try and like create a rift between the club to try and get
Yeah.
an early release to get out,
100%.
which is pretty obvious. But
Yeah.
God, it's yeah. You got to look at your player managers, don't you?
Yeah.
Like he got deregistered by the NRL.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how does a fucking player manager get deregistered for 6
I
months?
know.
Because he was involved with all the Melbourne salary cap shit, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's dodgy as fuck. He's a
Dodgy
twat.
as fuck.
Benji,
And like
and the funny thing is, have you heard the rumor that him and Benji hate each other? They've got like beef
yeah,
and always have.
yeah,
And
yeah,
like, so that's why he's just trying to get him out of the Tigers, trying to get Galvin
yeah,
and all
100%.
his players out of the Tigers.
Yeah.
So he's
Didn't
a
he was the player manager for most of the big four there, wasn't he? Like when it was Tedesco and like Moses and shit.
maybe,
I
yeah.
think he was. I think he
Oh,
was.
it'd definitely be for Mitch Moses.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I
Lev,
think they're brothers.
LEB. Yeah.
I think they might be brothers.
No,
So.
must be. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I think he was for Tedesco as well. But I
yeah.
don't know. I've never seen a player manager that has so much like power, and all of his stuff always ends up in massive disgraces.
They're like fucking real estate agents. Eh? They don't do
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
They just
Car
take all your
salesman,
money
just
for fucking
greasy.
nothing. Yeah,
Yeah, just greasy. Yeah. No,
fucking the worst.
absolutely. No,
Yeah,
it's quite an interesting
yeah,
saga, isn't it? I'm trying to think if there's any other aspects. Oh, what? Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
obviously the senior player group coming and saying that we don't
yeah,
want to play with him.
yeah. I'm all for that. Fuck them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you're not on board,
yeah,
yeah. Oh, I hope honestly, like at the same time, you do feel sorry for like the 19-year-old bloke. I think it is all the player manager being just an absolute, as you say, an LEB, just a
yeah,
disgrace, trying to get him out of the club. But
yeah,
and he's just been caught in the crossfire.
yeah,
But honestly, I hope that because he's got a year and a half left on his contract. I
yeah.
hope the
They can't release
Tigers
them.
literally stick him in New
Yeah,
South Wales Cup
yeah,
for 1.5 years and really
100%.
really
Fuck them.
fuck the management over. But it's such a weird thing to do at this stage of the season anyway,
Yeah,
because he can't even talk to other clubs until November 1 or some shit,
I
can't he?
know.
Like,
It's just
so
fucking stupid.
he's just fucked his whole
Yeah,
season for no
yeah.
reason, like trying to do the
It's
good
because they're
thing with
pushing
his.
the early release, though. I reckon they will
Yeah,
only
yeah,
you would only do this now if you're pushing the early release.
yeah,
So I just
yeah,
hope the Tigers don't cave. And you're right
yeah,
about what you said on the weekend preview. Fucking Dewey and Luai might be a bit appearing anyway.
yeah, yeah,
Who knows? Fuck.
yeah.
And if
Even
it's a
that Latu Finu, yeah,
yeah.
when he
So
comes in, yeah.
fuck Galvin and the Western Suburbs Magpies. It'd be good for the Magpies to have a bit of Lockie Galvin. Quite
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
Magpies.
yeah,
Tommy
yeah, yeah,
O'Doherty.
nice.
Up
Yeah,
Tommy O'Doherty.
yeah, rest in peace, cattle dog.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, any uh,
No,
any
well,
other any other scandals
nah,
you'd like to talk
just
to me about?
yeah, just like on it. It's how good is it to have the NRL back? Like, obviously this year the comp is so close and it's so hard to pick most weeks. It's probably the
Yeah,
closest it's been in a few years. And then you've obviously got the scandals per capita. It's only round
yeah,
seven, and we've just about had one or two every week. I think Spencer Lenu's probably the luckiest guy in the NRL because his
yeah,
split with JT literally probably only lasted 2 days.
yeah, yeah,
What were your thoughts on all that? That was
yeah.
an
That's a
interesting one,
funny
wasn't
one,
it?
eh? This I get myself in trouble here. Got to be careful.
Mm.
I'm actually
So
team
what?
Lenu.
What actually?
I'm
Yeah.
Lenu
So
here.
what? Yeah. So the crux of the issue was that he was pissed off that JT slagged him off when he was racist towards Ezra Mann, and
But was he even
then
racist, or did he just accidentally call him a monkey? This is the thing.
yeah.
Who
Okay.
knows? He just say
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
don't he?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the I
And
think
then when
yeah,
man um, drove while on drugs, unlicensed,
yeah.
and almost killed someone,
JT said
um,
nothing.
said nothing. Yeah, I
I
think
think
that's
so.
where the crux of
But
the issue was.
But I think it was mainly because of the fact JT was pushing for a fucking monster ban. So because JT is
Yeah.
Aboriginal Australian, he was obviously more upset than a lot of people would have been with the Ezra Man Spencer Lenu incident.
Hmm.
Um, JT was pushing for like a fucking 16-week ban or something like
Yeah.
insane. I think
Yeah.
like with something like that where there's different evidence, there's different context, there's so many fucking factors. I think pushing for a massive ban like
Yeah,
that is fucking pretty marginal, and I think that's pretty rough too. Because so
yeah.
I think the ban that he was put like I think Lenny got 6 weeks or something. That was probably about fair.
I think he
This
got 8, didn't he?
yeah,
Yeah,
even that to me, I think about 4 to 6 is probably fine. I think that's
yeah.
but the fact
Said
that
as a white male.
yeah, well, Lenu is, and
Yeah,
his
yeah,
argument was he's been called all sorts of shit too. He's
yeah,
fucking,
yeah,
he's a more on a Pacifica Islander. So
yeah.
he's faced racism himself, but like JT pushing for like a 16-week season ban shit. It's like fuck me. You got people like Latrell who have literally ripped someone's face off and like given them seriously fucking
Mm,
like broken Joe Mo's face in half and proper. You've got all these tackles that have seriously fucked people up and they've got long-lasting brain problems and things like that, and they only get like 5 6 weeks. Like
yeah, Alex McKinnon,
AT
rest
was a
in
bit of a
peace.
fuckwit for pushing a
Yeah.
massive ban, and I think Lenu obviously just went, "Now fuck you, mate. You fucking trying to
Mm,
get me banned for a season. Now you want to talk to me, get fucked." So I'm kind of on
yeah,
Lenu's team there because I think I can
yeah.
understand his frustration. And
I think some of the
yeah,
issue was as well that the reporters were asking Lenu if he wanted to do a interview with JT, and he already said no because of this, and then they were like trying to force him to.
yeah.
So that's why he was like pissed off as well. So that's
So yeah, if you don't mind, who are you? What team are you on in this run it straight? Because I mean, you probably don't like either, like me. I don't like Lenu. I think Lenu's a
yeah,
dickhead, but I'm on his team.
nah, yeah. I think it's a bit of a. I think like as much of a thug and fuckwit as Mount Druitt, Eshe, Lenu is.
Yeah,
I think the double standards like um both punishment like both incidents were pretty bad, but how
well, almost
like you
killing
can't
someone's worse, surely.
yeah no yeah like that's what I'm saying like
Yeah,
you can't compare racism to what it is, but like almost killing someone is fucking awful.
yeah,
And the fact that I think he only got one extra match ban for
yeah,
that than Lenu got for what he did. Like, and you
yeah,
could see why someone like that would just be the cogs would just be turning. Like, it'd be
yeah,
ridiculous, wouldn't it? So I'm not surprised that it hasn't worked out. Like, did it did it boiled over like that?
yeah. Nah, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
What can you do? What is Oh, have you got any more thoughts on that
no,
or?
I don't think so. I was thinking there's been a few other
No.
scenarios,
Yeah, I
isn't
was
there?
gonna say I've got some other scandals with you for
Oh
you
yeah,
here,
please throw
or
them
some
at me.
other
Yeah,
just like some news topics.
yeah, yeah,
Um, Obviously, I can go in chronological order for you. So we got Raiders in Vegas with Hudson Young and
yeah,
old Pommy Morgan Smithies.
yeah,
That's just like a very tame one for
yeah.
NRL. Not even
That's
any
nothing.
punch ons, but
That's
it
going to the
actually
supermarket.
yeah, just it stimulated Hudson Young's fucking career best form. So
Yeah,
maybe he'll just be going to Vegas for a big summer blowout again next time.
yeah,
Um, Probably one of the other funny ones from the start of the season was on Moneybags Christian Tuipulotu doing try celebrations every
I need
single
that
time he
guy in the
scores.
Kiwis, eh?
Yeah, when they're down fucking like
Yeah,
26-4 and he's going over doing Moneybag fucking that was hilarious.
I love him,
And
mate.
he
I want him
still
in the
does it.
Kiwis. I want him
Yeah,
in the
every
Kiwis.
single try.
Yeah,
He has to be top one all time hype man because even
yeah,
when like who's inside him like is he outside Val Holmes? He is,
yeah,
isn't he?
yeah,
If Val Holmes scores, he looks like he's just going to do a fucking wrecking ball tackle at someone's ACL, like the way he
yeah,
comes flying in.
yeah,
He's incredible to watch.
yeah.
Obviously, Dylan Brown Knights contract saga.
Mm, yeah.
That's obviously that's not as dramatic, but I think the way that he's
Yeah.
performing right now is
Sorry,
making
can
it
I just
quite interesting.
yeah, can I just speak on? We'll speak on. I'll definitely speak on that, Connie, if you don't mind. But
Yeah,
before that, just on the tri-sallies from Christian Two
yeah,
Project. What about Leka Halasema shushing Melbourne Storm crowd when
yeah,
he's done 42
yeah.
to 8? That was good too.
Yeah, yeah, no. I think when he did it the week before, when he shushed the Tigers, when we actually,
Yeah, yeah,
well, when we went level at that stage, didn't we? That was more acceptable. But yeah,
yeah,
shushing the Storm when you get an absolute thumping is,
yeah. Showing
yeah,
his
that's in
age.
the similar
Yeah,
boat. It's similar boat
yeah,
to Moneybags to Pelosi.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Dylan Brown Connie?
Oh, yeah, right now it doesn't look good, does it? Like, the way he's playing at the moment, and you look at the Knights, they don't have a fucking half in them at the moment to save himself. Like,
Yeah,
um, Like what? Him and Fletcher Sharp, is that going to be the combo? Both runners? Like,
I guess. I mean, like the thing with I get the thing where I'll defend Dylan Brown in some ways. I think like this whole saga has it must be fucking him up in terms of his performances
mm,
on the field. Um,
mm,
but I think another thing like it. I heard this on I think NRL 360, one of the great shows. Big shout out to
mm,
them. I think it is also a bit of a indication of how many halves there are out there. Like
mm.
there actually
Yeah,
aren't
like
fucking
good
many.
halves.
There's
Yeah,
fuck all. Like there's
yeah,
really fuck all. And you look at
mm,
the good halves are like Hughes, Munster, DCE, Cleary. Like apart from Cleary, all these halves, the top tier halves, are fucking close to retiring. They're all like
yeah, yeah,
past 32. So
yeah,
like in 3 or 4 years, there's going to be absolutely no standout halves. It's literally
mm,
going to just be like Cleary, Dylan Brown, Isaiah Katoa,
yeah,
Galvin. Like there's
yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah,
there's no
yeah, yeah,
halves.
yeah.
Like they had the generation before had such halves. So I think
Dearden.
yeah,
Yeah,
Dearden. But even he's older than you think. Like he'll still be around
mm,
for a bit. But I think it's an indication that there isn't actually the halves coming through. So
yeah,
the Knights have probably gone, well, fuck, we just need to lock one in,
yeah.
and we can ensure that we're going to have one of the best a top 10
Halves
half
for
in the
10
game for the
years.
next 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
They've probably gone, is he going to be a top 5 half in the game at any point? Who knows? He could
yeah,
be. But he'll at least be a top 10 half in the game for the next 10 years, and we've
yeah,
got to have one
yeah,
of them. Then there isn't fucking many. And you look at even the Warriors situation at the moment, like, they've got
yeah.
four okay halves. Metcalf,
Mm,
Harris is playing better than I've ever seen. Still don't like him.
yeah, no.
Tamati Martin, Tanner Boyd. So we've got four
Yeah.
solid halves, but there's no half
We
there.
got
And
a
you look
couple
at
of young ones. We got
yeah,
old
but
Jet
like there
Cleary and
isn't
that new guy that they signed,
yeah
Jai.
yeah. But we're one of those positions where there isn't a clear best half in your team, and
Yeah,
I think half the
yeah,
teams are in that situation.
yeah.
Um, so that's I think where the justification for
Nah,
spending
definitely.
comes
Yeah,
from. What do you think,
yeah.
though?
Nah, I just think for that money, like a 10-year contract is mad. But I
Yeah,
do,
it is.
like, yeah, like
Yeah,
why not a five? Why not a five? But I
I know.
guess you got to do the 10 for security. But
And
fucking,
and yeah,
you wonder what clauses are in that as well. Like that, because that's the
yeah.
fucking thing these days.
It's good for the
And
player,
contracts
but
don't mean shit. Yeah, it's good. It's great for the player, but fuck, how many
yeah.
times do 10-year contracts work out?
Well, it hasn't for Tamalolo, has for
Yeah.
DCE, but yeah, I mean, um, yeah, it's fucking wild. Like if you think,
Mm.
I think I mean the argument for it is that he is still young though. He's like 23, like he's been around for years. He's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
good.
yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
So there is a chance that he could, but he is a six. He's not a seven.
Mm.
So
No, it's
hope
not a
they don't
seven.
try and turn him into a seven because his best attribute is the running game.
A running game. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there, but it's a
Yeah.
fucking lot of money.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's sweet. He can retire once he's
Yeah.
fucking done with that contract. He
100%.
doesn't need to go back to Whangarei and work at New World. He's good.
Mm. Yeah, or
Yeah,
pack and save, yeah.
yeah,
Do double shift New World into Nightfield pack and save. Stock
yeah,
the shelves.
yeah.
um Obviously DCE you mentioned there, he's had a bit of
Mm,
a contract saga as well where
mm,
Manly offered him something and it
yeah,
was not to his liking, so he's moving on.
mm,
But
yeah,
then we've also got Dylan Walker's affair at the Warriors, which means he's fucking gone to the Eels now.
yeah,
Um, that's
yeah,
the proper disgrace.
yeah. I think the Warriors are just too soft. They just give these guys an out every time.
Mm,
Um, yeah, that's just classic. Like I can't even comment on that. It's just fucking
yeah,
typical of rugby
yeah,
league.
yeah,
Like not even Warriors,
yeah,
just some player sleeping with some staff member's wife, and it's
yeah,
like fuck.
yeah, yeah.
This is the classic. Like, but
Absolutely.
if that happens, I think you do have to get rid of them. So
Oh no,
it's
definitely, yeah. And I like how it just
like
comes
probably
out
good
as
at that.
compassionate grounds and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
that sort of always gets reported.
like
Like,
compassionate.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he probably did have a bit
mm,
of passion
yeah,
in the moment. Yeah, yeah. To be
mm,
a fly on the wall in Warriors HQ when that was going on.
yeah. Are there any
Yeah.
others?
No, I don't. Not that I can really
Yeah.
think of.
Just on DCE,
Yeah.
I think like he's one, so he's super old. So traditionally, like 10 years ago, you probably wouldn't have put a big contract in front of someone like that. But
Mm,
again, same situation with there being a lack of halves. He's going to get
yeah.
more money than
Yeah,
he should
exactly.
because he's
Yeah, yeah.
still, even at his age, one of the premier halves. So,
Mm,
real interested to see where he goes. He's the kind of guy that I'd love the Warriors to throw the money at,
yeah,
even though he's
yeah.
past his time. He would never move to Auckland. Fair enough. It's a
No.
fucking shithole. But
Yeah,
um,
yeah. Putting that next to Metcalf would be pretty nice for
yeah,
even
but I
one
think
or
that
two
would be cool.
seasons. Yeah.
So I think he'll go to a team where they don't have a half. They're in the same situation as the Warriors, where they've just got
Mm,
a few okay halves. Roosters are a
yeah.
prime example of that.
Fuck,
Eels have Moses.
go to the Titans. And go to
Yeah,
the Titans.
I'd like him to go back to Queensland. Yeah, I think.
Mm.
But then Titans have Campbell, Dolphins have Isaiah Katoa, Broncos halves are
Yeah,
sort of
but Campbell could easily be a six.
100%. So that,
Yeah.
but I mean, like I can see
That's probably
him
the
going.
best fit. Yeah.
Oh, best fit for the rugby league. But I'm thinking about. I reckon he's going to go to a team that doesn't have a half at all. They'll just throw the money at
Yeah.
him. Like you know what I mean? So Roosters or who else? There's a few teams like that. Like
Mm.
one of those teams that really just doesn't have a half, like a good one.
Yeah.
If the Raiders lose Fogarty, that sort of situation, he wouldn't go to Canberra though. But
Yeah.
I think Roosters is a pretty bloody likely destination if he stays in
Yeah.
Sydney. To be fair,
Yeah.
unfortunately, um,
Yeah.
and they'll
Fuck,
find the money.
it'd be quite nice with it'd be quite nice with like the Cowboys. It'd be quite nice with
Yeah,
the Tommy Dearden.
he would be. He'd be fucking nice.
Yeah.
Don't know if he'd go that
Yeah.
up that high, but you
No.
never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Money
yeah.
talks.
Anything else you want to talk about on this episode of NRL 44 or no?
44. Can't think of anything.
Yeah,
Surely there's been more dramas.
there's always
Yeah,
drama,
nah.
but yeah,
There's
we can
always
get the public
drama,
to let
but
us know, and we can
yeah,
chuck it on their
exactly.
DMC.
If anyone else
Yeah.
is on West Tigers forum seeing Fanua Bolo liking their comments,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah, sweet. All right. Well, I think that wraps up
Beauty.
another show. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of NRL 44, and yeah, let us know if we've missed anything. DM us below. Cheers.